Hey YouTubers, Christopher Wanamaker here, creating a new type of video I've never done before. This is going to be a tour guiding video for Colorado. I do a lot of traveling, road tripping especially, and there's certain states, I've been to 40 of the 50 states so far, and there's certain states I know a little bit better than others. And for those of you who pretty much do traveling, drop into Colorado. I'm in the Colorado Springs area, especially like they do a lot of people fly in and do conferences in this area all the time, especially around like say the Broadmoor Hotel and stuff. And so people who watch this video give you a little bit of ideas of not only what is there to see and do and good restaurants and stuff in this area of say Colorado Springs, but some places in Denver I can think of. Some if you go to places like Steamboat, the ski resort hot spring area, things to see and do there. Estes Park, Pagosa Hot Springs, Durango, and things like that. So hidden little gems, activities, sightseeing, and good food advice. That's what this video is based off of. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, let's talk about a little bit about what's to see and do here in Colorado Springs. Activities, sightseeing, and food stuff. So let me think. Activity or sightseeing stuff. First off, the top of Pikes Peak, getting to the very top of the tallest mountain around here, which is a little over 14,100 feet. Now there's the, when it's open, it's not always open, but the Cog Railway, it's pretty much if you head towards Manitou Springs off Highway 24 West, you'll hit the Manitou area town, and there's pretty much this Cog Railway near the Bar Trail, hiking trail, well, also the incline as well. There's so two different hiking trails near it, but the Cog Railway is pretty fun and interesting when it's open. It's like a San Francisco trolley car, but souped up with train parts. It's if you can get all the way to the very top without snow preventing you from getting to the top. It takes a round trip for about a $35–40 ticket, and maybe $5 of parking is like 3.5 hours round trip. They even have a little building for Christmas. It's Santa Claus's North Pole building where kids can get off with their parents, take Santa Claus pictures, and they'll have candy canes and all that. But there's a building at the very, very top of Pikes Peak with a parking lot and stuff as well, because if you don't take the Cog Railway, you can drive up to the very top. There's a restaurant, gift shops, and things like that up there as well. What's really cool about the top of Pikes Peak is, I guess, a little bit of history. There's a 19th century female professor who took the route to get to the next town and going straight up to the top of Pikes Peak. And then she saw the view of Pikes Peak on a clear, sunny day. You can see all 5 other states surrounding Colorado from that top view. But what was also interesting is that when she saw that view, she was inspired and wrote the song America the Beautiful. So that's definitely on your list of things to do. The other thing besides that is, let's see, what else to do. Oh, in Manitou Springs, there is something really cool. It's about, I think it's about 85-year-old penny arcade. It's quite large. It fills up a good area, and it has games that are that take pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. I spent like $35 one time there and spent like 6 hours there. They have games from the very beginning of time, 19th century, all the way to now, current games, arcade game stuff, and some of them you get tickets for to buy, like old arcade games and get little toys and stuff like that, like plastic slinkies and stuff. And then it's like a giant horseshoe of buildings of arcade games, and then the opening of the horseshoe is a tavern. So, and that area is really well known for good food restaurants and pubs and stuff as well. At the very beginning, once you get off Highway 24 West, heading toward into the main town of Manitou, there's Uncle Sam's Pancake House. It's a pretty good pancake house. Military veterans get a discount as well. It's all red, white, and blue, patriotic colors and stuff. And they have one specific dish that I fell in love with, and that's I've never seen anywhere else: cream cheese stuffed French toast with Cool Whip, powdered sugar, and then you could either have one type of fruit or up to 3 types of fruit on top of it: bananas, strawberries, and blueberries. And so it's really good. Another good pancake house breakfast and good brunch place would be Mimi's Cafe on Powers, over on Powers. Pretty much right across the street. There's a Texas Roadhouse. If you go up north on Powers, there's a Texas Roadhouse across the street. There's a Margaritas, and like 2 buildings down is Mimi's Cafe out in front of a Lowe's. And so that place is really good. And then what's really well known for is the whole. They make their own homemade muffins, blueberry and other muffins. But my favorite would be their chocolate chip banana nut, and they'll even give you some butter to throw on top of it because it comes fresh, warm out of the oven. It's still warm when they throw it in front of you. They also have like wild salmon omelet, which was really good. Their hot chocolate, and one of the colder months, is like a big soup bowl, super thick chocolate with homemade Cool Whip thrown on top. Really good place. Other good food places around here, the best burger places, in my personal opinion, besides, say, Five Guy Burger over by the IMAX Theater, would be Gunther's. There's 2 different Gunthers. I know one right off of Powers near a Walmart. It's like Powers and Palmer Park, I think it was. And the other one's off of Woodman, also by a Walmart. And it's like a 1950s restaurant. They have a really, really good... what was it? Pineapple teriyaki burger. So there's that place. So another really good burger that had one of the best burgers I've ever had that I didn't make myself was Mackenzie's Chop House over by the courthouse on South Tejon, about half a block down the road, south from Thirsty Parrot Club. So it's right off of Colorado on South Tejon. I had their Chop House burger, and it was amazing. It was total with tip, with drink and stuff, was like $35. So it's a higher end burger. And people have told me their steaks there are pretty damn good too. Good steak places. For me, Cracker Barrel, good amount of large amount of food for a normal price. And then Texas Roadhouse. The thing about Texas Roadhouse, if you've never been to one, very, like cowboy, Wild Wild West atmosphere. They have tin buckets full of salted peanuts there on the table that you can eat and throw the peanuts on the ground. They'll sweep up later. They're really well known for their homemade warm rolls that they give to you with honey cinnamon butter. So that's then you get a whole basket of 4 biscuits, per seat. Or if it's a large family, they'll give you 2. And then usually when I go there, I usually get a T-bone steak, a little bit more pricey and everything. I'll eat half my meal and take the other half home. The thing about Texas Roadhouse is like you can get like a T-bone steakhouse. You spend up to, with tip, like $35 range. Get like Southern sweet tea. And then I'll either get my 2 sides with it will be either some sort of like baked potato or mashed potato loaded up. So loaded baked potato or mashed potatoes, or and a homemade salad, or homemade salad and or a cup of chili loaded up with cheese and other stuff, green onions and stuff. So, and then I'll eat like half of it. They'll give you, take a sweet barbecue sauce as well, and then I'll eat half of it, put the rest of it in a doggy bag, bring it home. And the cool thing about it, that's the only place I've ever known where I could get a good steak and put it in the microwave the next day, pull it out of the microwave, and it still tastes just as good as it did when they first put it in front of you. So, let's see, what else? A good barbecue place. My absolute favorite, it's a little high-end, it's a little pricey. Bourbon Brothers Barbecue, just right-hand side of the front entrance of Bass Pro Shop off exit 156 of the Interstate 25. So you head towards the front of Bass Pro, to your right-hand side, you'll see a restaurant called Bourbon Brothers, like barbecue smokehouse place. I've been there twice, and it's really high-end, like luxury Louisiana barbecue. With tip and everything, I got I spent $65. It was enough for 2 people or 1 person for 2 full meals. And unlike Chili's, where you ask for a full rack of ribs and there's a little bit of meat on their ribs, and it's really not that big, you get like a turkey-sized plate, and a half rack fills from one end to the other of the turkey plate. So a full rack is 2 of those. Super thick meat, and then they also give you a big bowl dish of warm barbecue sauce to dip your ribs in. With that, a side order small dish of tater tots with ranch dressing for a dip, sweet Louisiana not barbecue, sorry, sweet tea, and a bourbon pecan pie with homemade Cool Whip on top and tip was a total of $65. I ate half of everything and then put the rest in a doggy bag because I was completely stuffed and had to eat the rest of it the next day. So $65 either for enough ribs for 2 people, so a nice date barbecue meal, or 1 person for 2 meals to take a little bit home. So there's that. Let's see. There's multiple skate world places around, old rollerblade places around here. There's one right off of Academy and Gallery, the corner of Gallery and Academy. Skate World there. There's one on right off Academy on Austin Bluffs. Right on the corner of Gallery and Academy as well, there's something really cool. The American Classics Marketplace. It is like about the size of a football stadium, indoor antique store flea market. The first time I went there to walk the whole place and really get familiar with the layout took me 8 hours. So they have so much things from so many different time frames. Either new stuff that artists have created, sculptures, furniture, etching stuff, paintings, fake trees, whatever it might be, decoration stuff, or things from the 1800s, the 1900s, the 1940s, the 1950s. So a variety of stuff, and it's you don't have to buy exactly for what they're asking. Everything that has a tag on it has a number that the front desk can call, and like this is it says they're asking 100. Would they take 75? They can call them up and they'll see if they'll accept it or not, or they come back with a counter offer of, instead of you offered 75, they're asking 100. Maybe they'll meet you in the middle, like 85, 90 or something. So that place is huge, and it's a really good place to find really cool, unique either decoration stuff for homes and apartments, or for gifts, anniversaries, birthdays, Christmases for people. So from what I understand, it's like one of the largest antique store places in the country. So that's pretty cool. And it's open from like 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. 7 days a week. So. Or if you have a lot of cool stuff, and you want to sell, and if they have space, you can hit them up, and they get a small amount for everything you sell, or monthly rent kind of thing for taking that spot to throw all your stuff in. So you might want to look at American Classics Marketplace is what it's called. Let's see what else around here to see to do. There's the Broadmoor Resort. There's golfing around that area and all that. In front of the parking lot, there is a parking lot. You park your vehicle and take a shuttle bus or drive up to it. There's a place behind the Broadmoor, a little up the ways up the road, and it's called Seven Falls. So there's a waterfall there. But it's a gate. You have to pay like $13, $14 per adult. I don't know what it is for kids because I don't have kids. And then they even have like those airport little shuttles with multiple seats. They'll drive you up to the right in front of the waterfall, which there is a restaurant, old school building restaurant there. They have pretty good burgers as too. Or you can walk up the road and stuff. And then right behind the restaurant, right by the waterfall, I believe it's like 424 stairs. You get up to the halfway point, there's a rest point, and then you go up the rest of the way, and then it's like a half-a-mile hike to loop around and get to the edge of the canyon. There's also zip lining in that area as well, and there's a booth in the parking lot in front of the Broadmoor, in front of the Bumblebee restaurant, where you sign up and pay to do the zip lining that they have in that canyon area of the Rocky Mountains. But you get to the very edge of that cliff, and then you're looking out towards the flat area past a little bit of Rocky Mountains. It's like a V of mountains, and then in the opening of the V is the flat area of Colorado Springs. So there's that to do. Let's see what else. Trying to think of anything else interesting in the Colorado Springs area. IMAX. There's multiple movie theaters, bowling alleys. A lot of fast food restaurant places. And if I for steak places, if I didn't go to McKenzie's Chop House, Texas Roadhouse, or Cracker Barrel, another decent place for a good amount of food is a T-Bone Steakhouse place. There's a couple of them around here. One's right off of on Academy. So there's that. Oh, plasma donation places. The plasma donating is pretty big around here. I know I live 1 mile away from one on the corner of Academy and Airport Road. Yeah, and so far I haven't donated in about 6 months, but the last time I went there, you give up 2 to 2.5 hours average per donation. You donate twice a week, but not 2 days in a row, and not 7 consecutive days. And you donate at least twice in a week. You're making a minimum of $70. They could have increased in the past 6 months when I haven't donated, but last time I checked, it was $70. $25 your first donation, $45 the second donation, $70 total. You donate 8 times in a whole month, you make $280 minimum. Possible more money, because they'll also do a lot of bonuses. They'll do things like 5th donation, make an extra 10, 6th donation, make an extra 20, 7th donation, make an extra 30. There was 1 month before where they were doing so many big bonuses that I made up to $420 in 1 month of donating. So, and that's a good way to make extra money for recreational fun. Go vacations, road trips, drinking, partying money, fishing, hunting money, or just extra money off to the side from a full-time job, giving up about 5, maybe no more than 6 hours of your personal time a week, making extra money to put more money towards paying off, paying rent and utilities and future car payments and things like that, or make principal payments to pay off things faster, to pay off debts faster. So that's a big thing. There's like 3 or 4 donation centers around here. Let's see, what else is there to see and do around here. I think Colorado Springs, that's the biggest stuff that I can think of that's really big and fun. I mean, Jeep tours in this area and stuff as well. So there could be local hot air ballooning as well. Those are that all depends on weather, and they're a little hard to find, but I know somewhere in this area, it could be here, Fountain, Pueblo, somewhere around this area, they do hot air ballooning stuff as well on nice weather days. Let's see, other things about Colorado, cool places to see and check out. I know up in Denver, a couple cool places. There is Cherry Cricket Burger, really good burgers. It was on Man vs. Food. And that's the thing where you can create your own burger. They have so many different ingredients. I know they opened a second place recently, more high-end luxury than sort of a dive bar tavern version. And they even have a dartboard of all the ingredients. If you don't know what to put on, it's like, I want 6 ingredients or 8 ingredients, and you take the darts and throw it at the board, and whatever it lands on, that's what's going on your burger. Even like warm peanut butter and stuff like that. Guacamole, bacon, and fried egg, and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. They have really good burgers too. The oldest restaurant in all of Colorado, the Buckhorn Exchange, the guy from Man vs. Food was on there. And there's some interesting things about that place. It's like a national monument museum place. They have the animal heads on all the walls, antlers, they have stuffed animals. Pretty much every animal that covers every single wall of both stories is what they serve. They have elk and quail and ostrich and buffalo and rattlesnake meat mixed with chipotle sauce, bull testicles, They have so many different meat products. It's a little high end and pricey there as well, but it's pretty cool. And on top of that, on in their menu, on one side of their menu, it takes of the they have a specialty that takes up half the menu of called the big steak, either a two-person $80 steak or a five-person $180 steak. So that's pretty pretty awesome, and it's thicker than a dictionary. The steak is. So there's that. Let's see what else. Oh, in Denver, I think I don't remember the exact freeway exit. I think it's like 194 or something like that. It's right on Colorado Avenue off the freeway exit. Is a Dave and Buster's arcade restaurant place. It's been a while since I've been there. Last time I was there, they upgraded a lot of their gaming consoles. Some of them are like fully enclosed sphere dome video game things to sit in, and like one's playing like a fighter jet F-15 kind of thing, and the other you're playing like X-wings and Y-wings and all that from Star Wars and all that, So and it's like the entire front of the dome is your entire video game screen, so that's pretty cool. And they also have gaming tickets and tokens and all that kind of stuff. I think there's a version of like 4 or 8 in one hockey tables and stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. And then right next door to the Dave and Buster's is a movie theater right next door. So that's pretty cool too. Let's see what else. I don't know of too many places in Denver, but some of those are pretty cool and interesting and fun. Then I know Steamboat. Steamboat is, I have a timeshare, 5-star timeshare, WorldMark resort there. Ski resort. They have gondolas going up to the ski lodge, restaurants at the lodges, so they got skiing going on. There's a hot spring in town with that has a solid wood wall fenced off with some water slides of different hot spring pools and all of that, and like rent towels and stuff from them too. And then there's 2 hot springs out of town. I don't know about the second one, but the primary one, the more famous one, is Strawberry Hot Springs. Now, what's cool about that? It's 10 miles out of town, in the middle of the Rockies. There is it's like a rock cliff, and with the little holes in them that where the hot spring water comes out of, flows into several different hot spring pools at different temperatures. The bigger ones are a little cooler, the smaller ones are hotter, and then they created a man-made rock-off wall separating the hot spring pools from a natural flowing river right next to it on the other side of the rock wall. And then all around that area, they also rent out little wagon cabins, so little wagons that look like log cabins. All they do is provide a mattress, no gas heater, no flashlight or lantern, no blankets, sheets, or pillows. So you have to provide all that stuff. And lucky enough, I have a bug out bag, so it has candles in it, flashlight, lanterns, hand cranking stuff, sleeping bag, blow up pillow, everything. And then they also have regular cabins, and even like a one hobbit hole rock cabin, so kind of like from the Lord of the Rings, Frodo and his grandfather's hobbit hole building. It's very similar to that, but it's like surrounding rock around it. So last time I checked, it was like $60 to $70 a night. Now, what's also cool about that area is that there's no light pollution. So when it gets dark and it's a fully clear night, you can see the Milky Way galaxy while chilling in a hot tub. That's pretty cool. When you rent out the cabins and stuff and stay the night, at first light, between 6 to 7 in the morning, the hot spring pools are fully open to the people who stayed the night in that area first, and they don't let everybody else in until it's either like 10 a.m. or noon, something like that. So that's pretty cool. So especially if you're the only one who rented out a place, and then it's like you and your girlfriend, you have the hot springs to yourself, fully private for the first few hours. On top of that, there is a risk though, if that area snows and you don't have 4-wheel drive and you get stuck it is a $2,000 tow for a towing truck to get out there and pull you out. So either have four-wheel drive or go during end of winter, beginning of spring, when the gravel road to get out there is all the snow is melted, and then if it starts to snow, pack up quick and get the hell out of there. Also in Steamboat, what's really cool about it, they have an indoor fire pit steakhouse. I believe it's 7th Street Steakhouse, I believe it's what it's called. And they have multiple other good restaurants, whether it be breakfast food or like 1950s diner restaurant, multiple like pulled pork kind of stuff. But that 7th Street Steakhouse is pretty cool. Indoor fire pit steakhouse. Have a shelving system for all the different types of meats they have, and almost like a meat market. You choose the meat you want, say like a buffalo steak, for instance, which they have, and then they'll ask you, how do you like it done? I say medium rare. They'll tell me where to place it on the grill, and and for how long to leave it on there until when to flip it. Hey, leave it on there this spot for 7 minutes, and then flip it. Leave it on there for 7 minutes. Then they have all these different seasonings to throw on there that you can put on there as well. And then hey, after 7 minutes, each pull it off and put it in this corner to simmer a little bit. And they also have thick Texas toast. You have a butter on it and other seasonings, garlic salt or whatever, and throw that on the grill as well. That's pretty cool. Let's see what other good places to tell you about that I know of. Also in the Steamboat area, I know when there's not heavy snow, there's a hiking trail somewhere in that area, and with a waterfall at the end. I do know that. I don't remember the name of the waterfall though. Then that's about it for when it comes to Strawberry Hot Springs location. Another great place. So you take the Interstates 25, you head towards Denver, you get on Interstate 70, you head west. When you're about like an hour away from the Utah-Colorado border off Interstate 70, there is a town called Glenwood Springs. Cool and really quaint little town. The very center of town, right off the freeway. It's like an old Wild West town. They even have a make your own candle a shop. So that's pretty cool. The other place that is really cool. It sells like really unique knives and homemade knives and all that kind of stuff. But they have these really cool. I think it's like $65 for one. They're real, fully bloomed, real roses dipped in some sort of clear lacquered. So and then they clean it up and shine it up and all that. So you can. The lacquer is so thin you can see the veins in both the stem and the flower petals, and they have all different colors: red, fiery orange, yellow, blue, green, purple roses. So you get those, and I don't know, maybe get them all, make a rose bouquet that lasts for absolute ever, and they're real roses, frozen in time. So that's pretty cool. What's really known about Glenwood is that they have the largest outdoor hot spring pool in the world. So there's a smaller pool that's a lot warmer, like 15 degrees warmer, and then there's a larger one that's like, 50, 60 yards compared to a football field. It's quite large, and at one end, one's deeper than the other end, and at one end they have, the sliding tubes during spring and summer open, and diving boards as well. Across the street from that place is like a spa place. Get massages, facials, pedicures, and all that kind of stuff. But what that's really known for is the only known existent in a mountain cave steam sauna rooms. So you're in the mountain. You're in a cave mountain that has vents of steam sauna, Mother Nature steam sauna. So that's pretty cool in Glenwood Springs. And also there is a little adventurous theme park thing. You take a gondola up to the top of a mountain, and they flatten out a part of the mountain and create a theme park. So there's different rides, mountainous cave tours, and other things. And the gondola, this town is like in a giant soup bowl canyon. So the gondola also goes around the top of the canyon and it comes back, so you can see amazing views. if you go from Denver and get on Interstate 70 west ahead to Glenwood, you'll be passing through Glenwood Canyon, and not only is it really beautiful drive, but it's also really known for a couple places for boat launching for whitewater rafting. Then there's also right before you hit Glenwood from I-70 west, there's a rest area, and right before that there is a parking lot. It's like a national park area for Hanging Lake Falls. It's a hiking trail that's like 1.1, 1.2 mile uphill hike that is like I want to say like a 70% incline. 90% of the time you'll be by a water creek flowing water system. So if you have like a life straw or something like that to filter water, you can drink straight from the creek, or you have water bottles and you just put it in the cold water to keep it cold. During the last 5% of the hike, the creek goes away to get to the very top, and on the very top, it's like at the very, very top, it's like rock walls with holes in them, with water coming out of them, flowing into a very flat, pond area that is like turquoise colored water, and then it goes to the very edge of the cliff and then falls off the cliff. So it's really cool. So that's a really good. It's a tough hike. You'll be sweating your balls off and breathing like no tomorrow because they're up here in the Rocky Mountains. But it's a really beautiful hike. Cool place to check out too. Let's see other places. Oh, and also Glenwood Springs. They had this like German, Bulgarian, European hotel in that area. A few, like I don't know, half a mile away from the hot spring pool thing, the outdoor hot spring pool. If you're heading towards where the gondola is for the theme park, it's right before that. I stayed there, military discount, $60 for one night for a one bedroom and one bathroom place. And that place, and it was beautiful. It came with a breakfast buffet in the morning in the main building, and they even had its own fireplace that you could, as long as you went and purchased firewood from a gas station, you could have your own romantic fire. So that was pretty cool too. Not bad for $60. And then let's see what else. I guess another place. The next place I could think of, the Pagosa Hot Spring and Durango area. Durango, cool little town, a nice touristy town. What it's mainly known for is two things. One, the Durango to Silverton train ride, a steam coal train that takes you from, during the spring and summer when it's not massive amount of snow up in the Rocky Mountains, it'll take you from Durango, 3.5-hour one-way train ride to Silverton, an old Wild Wild West town. When it's heavy snow, they'll only take you halfway, switch the tracks, and go back. And so it's pretty cool. And what you can do is either purchase like a van ticket, drive in a van a lot faster, like it's like 60, 90 minutes to get to Silverton in the van, then get on the train, and a one-way ticket from Silverton to Durango or vice versa. Go from Durango to Silverton, get on the van or the bus to get back to Durango faster. So, or you could do a round-trip ticket, which will cost more as well. Get to Silverton, they leave you alone for it was like 2 or 4 hours. Check out the restaurants, the gift shops. They have nice barbecue places. They even had a guy who drives an actual wagon, old Wild Wild West wagon cabin for a couple bucks, and you can get in the horse-drawn the cabin and ride around the outer skirt of the small Wild Wild West town for like 15, 20 minutes for a couple of bucks. So that was pretty cool too. And then get back on the train and head back. So that was really beautiful and quite amazing. I would definitely recommend that train ride. One of my Wyndham timeshare resorts is like a quarter of a block away from the Durango train station office. So, and then down the half a block down the road, like to the next stoplight, when you're from the train station office to the next stoplight, there is a corner, and I believe there was like a Starbucks and Cold Stone ice cream right next to that. There is this little cabin restaurant. It's a wagon restaurant, and what it is when it's open, it is owned by an actual Bulgarian dude, and he does real Bulgarian, not Bulgarian, sorry, a Switzerland guy, and he does real Swiss crepes and stuff like that. So like chocolate crepe from an actual Swiss guy, and it was quite amazing food. Best crepe I ever had. So there's that. Um, that's what I know about Durango. Another cool thing in Pagosa Hot Springs, about an hour drive away east from Durango. The Pagosa Hot Springs is really well known for, if you ever watch the old cartoon movie with the talking dinosaurs, The Land Before Time, that is a sacred valley or secret valley or something like that that they're trying to get to survive. The artist who came up with that came from saw the land image coming down the Rocky Mountain of the Pagosa Hot Spring area. That's where he came up with the idea of the Sacred Valley. It's a very beautiful area. There's multiple little four-wheeling off the road, hiking trail, camping spots next to a beautiful flowing river, mountains surrounding you. Next time I go out there, I didn't bring my bug out bag last time I was there, so next time I go out there, I'm definitely driving out there and then finding a good camping spot and camping out there. Beautiful area, flowing river. You can fly. Yeah, fly fishing and stuff. A lot of hiking trails, waterfalls in the Pagosa Hot Springs area. There's a nice Mexican restaurant right there in the middle of town. They even have a balcony, which is on one side of the river. On the other side is the outdoor hot spring places that a lot of people are hanging out and chilling. And the hot springs even has access to the river itself. So if you want to get out of the hot spring and chill in the cool flowing river, to cool down and then get back in the hot spring, or even get inner tubes and stuff like that, you could do that. So that's pretty cool. And something else that's pretty cool is if you go, say, from here to Colorado Springs to or Fountain or Pueblo, and you head towards the Pagosa Hot Spring area, at one point you'll hit Highway 160 West, and about halfway there, probably 90 minutes or so east of Pagosa Hot Springs, you'll see signs for turnoff point for the Colorado sand dunes as well. So that's pretty cool too. Then another cool, interesting thing, I think it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours west of here of Colorado Springs in the Rocky Mountains somewhere, a place called Crested Butte, or you can go to Vail, and either way there's a hiking trail that leads, multiple mile hiking trail that goes up in elevation pretty high too, a couple thousand feet, and you get to a Rocky Mountain like valley area with a Mother Nature hot spring pool out there called Conundrum Hot Springs. So if you go from Crescent Butte, I think it's like a 15-mile hike from there to get to the Conundrum Hot Springs, and then once you leave Conundrum Hot Springs, if you want to keep heading towards Vail, it's another like 5 to 7 miles. So if you do a one-way route, you would need like a friend to go with you, drop off their vehicle, say in Vail, and then loop around to Crescent Butte, and then start your hiking trail. So once you go from Crescent Butte, hike to the Conundrum Hot Springs, go hiking to Vail, you have a vehicle waiting for you that can drive you back to your vehicle that you left in Crescent Butte, or vice versa. So there's an interesting place too. Another good place to talk about is Estes Park. That is about 60 minutes west of Loveland, right off of the Interstate 25 freeway, which is north of Denver. And it's also about 90 minutes east of Steamboat Hot Springs, so up in the Rocky Mountains. And what Estes Park is really well known for is the Stanley Hotel, the most haunted hotel in America. The movie The Shining was partially filmed there at that hotel. I have one of my WorldMark timeshare resorts there as well, on the outer skirts of town, very close to the entrance to the Rocky Mountain National Park, so you're right on the outskirts of the Rocky Mountain National Park as well, which I did not know last time I was there, so next time I go there with my bug out bag, I might do some hiking and camping out there. So, and there's a nice barbecue place right there right in front of the WorldMark Resort as well, right in the parking lot. There's also some good breakfast places with good breakfast food there. Just down the road, out in the front area, down the hill of the Stanley Hotel. So there's that. Another good thing, something else I thought of here in Colorado Springs on the Northern Power area. There's an outdoor batting cage and what do you call that? A miniature golf place called Legends. That's a pretty cool place. I dropped off some Lyft customers out there, so that's a good little activity thing for kids, or a nice little date activity or something you can go do. What else? Another thing, interesting thing about here, I almost forgot. If you go from Colorado Springs, take Highway 24 West. Once you pass the exit off the highway that takes you into Manitou Springs, you go up the hill a few more miles, and off to the right-hand side there are signs for Cave of the Winds. It's like a canyon area and a cave area that a lodge was built on top of. They do tours inside the cave, and then they even have jungle gym stuff for kids with harnesses, and they even have this like sit-down seat zip line that goes from one side. It's like a swing, and they also have a zip line version that goes from one side of the canyon to the other and back again. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Also here in Colorado Springs, if you ride off of Academy onto Platte, there is right across the street from a Wells Fargo pizza place is a place known as Andy's Meat Market. It's an old school meat market. They have all different types of meats. I mean, you get buffalo steaks, high quality steaks, alligator, rattlesnake meat. They have honey and different barbecue sauces and some seasonings and all that. Really cool old school meat marketplace. Let's see, then also if you get on US 24 West here in Colorado Springs, you head directly on US 24 West for about 2 solid hours. You hit a little town called Bona Vista. There are 2 different hot spring locations there in Bona Vista. It's the closest Mother Nature hot spring place that I know of so far. And that is if you see and find and hit Mount Princeton, which US 24 West will hit a T intersection, then you go left or right, left, south, right, north, and Mount Princeton is pretty much right in front of you. You go to the northern side, and it's called Cottonwood Hot Springs Inn and Spa. A little bit more old school, old log cabins. They're adding like solar panels and wind turbines to that area right now. A giant fish pond. There's an old school real totem pole right there in the center. They have a Native American gift shop. Some Native American people in the area make jewelry and stuff, and multiple different hot spring pools. It's a little quieter, not as populated. It's, I think, $20 for the day to chill in the hot springs there, and they also have masseuses on hand as well, and get 30-minute massage, 90-minute, 2 hours, and all that. I don't remember the prices though. And then if you go on the south side of Mount Princeton, and there's a little creek that flows by that you can hear pretty good by the Cottonwood Hot Spring place. Then on the south side of Mount Princeton, there's Mount Princeton Hot Spring Resort and Spa, a little more high-end 5-star luxury resort with a flowing mini little creek river in between, the whole resort place. There's log cabins. They have little snack vendor stuff, and then a bar and different hot spring pools and stuff. So a little bit more high-end. I think it's $25, $30 per adult to chill there in the hot springs for a day to relax. So there's that. And then if you head, I believe it's south from Bona Vista, you hit Salida and Canyon City area, and in between those areas, going from that Salida to Canyon City, is the Royal Gorge. And now the cool thing about the Royal Gorge is that there is, it's like a Colorado's Grand Canyon almost. There is a giant walking, slightly moving with a heavy wind bridge that you can walk across, but they also have a gondola ride to go from one side to the other. So you can take a gondola from the main office building side to the other side, loop down and around. I guess they do concerts there during the spring and summer when it's not bad weather. Little rides for kids and stuff, and then walk down the hill and walk across the bridge as well. And then if you go into Salida, or Salida, however you want to say it, there is the Royal Gorge Canyon train ride as well. So you can take a train ride through the bottom of the canyon. So that's pretty interesting and fun. I think that's about everything. The only other thing I would say is I'm going to create other videos when it comes to the Pacific Northwest. I'm originally from Washington State, about 45 minutes north of Portland, Oregon's a couple small town area. So I know Washington, Oregon, and Idaho really, really well. And so I'm going to do a tour guide video, advice video on those next as well. So look those up as well. So hope this information was helpful, and I hope you have a nice day. All right, thanks. Bye.